Okay, well, here we are after the dinner break, putting together this back action again. But I gotta make a more exciting thumbnail. Okay, let's see. Just gonna take a picture there. Then I'll let you in on my secrets of the thumbnails. Because I have the best thumbnails in the world. Right? No, but let's see, I need a USB cable. Transfer my picture to the computer. It's kind of a pain actually. If I stream directly from YouTube from a phone, then I can do, I can just take a picture and that's my thumbnail. It's not so easy though if I don't. And but I can't use, well, I can use other audio, but it's a little more complicated. And the camera is then kind of tied down to a cord. So if I want to, otherwise I have to transfer the image over to the computer here. And I have to connect my phone to the computer, find where I took my picture, and it always comes up a million pictures and videos the wrong order. And then I have to take my picture, just save it to the desktop for a sec, open up my video editor, DaVinci Resolve, and because otherwise if I just take the picture and try and upload it to YouTube, the picture's way too big, the image is too big out of my camera. So then I have to open up a little project in DaVinci Resolve, find my picture that I put on the desktop, and then drag it onto my video editor. Then I take that picture, drag it onto my timeline. You following all this? Very exciting, right? And then the picture's not sized right for the screen, so I zoom in, you know, maybe move it up or down or something, so it's exciting. It's really exciting, right? And then I have to go to where I do my imaging and color correction if I want to on videos, and I have to grab a still picture from that. Then I have to export it. We'll call this episode 49. Now it's on my computer. If I open YouTube Studio and it doesn't end there. I open YouTube Studio. See, so the pains we go through, you know, there's a lot behind the scenes if you've never made a YouTube video, right? If you have, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see, we're gonna do, I'm gonna change my account to the right channel. Then, go to my channel, go to the video, go to live, edit my video, upload a thumbnail, and here it is. I mean, there's kind of a lot to it, you know what I'm saying? Save that. just change a few settings. Anyway, there's a lot to this. And it's not that great of a picture, right? But, you know, it'll do the job. Now we have my correct thumbnail up when you look at it. Okay. Great. Now we can get out of here and go back to our stream. And then I'll turn on the chat here. So anyway, it is kind of an endless pit of learning how to use the technology, I would say. But I'm glad you're here with me. I'm glad I'm not doing it. Oh, let's turn that down. We're going to get an echo here, aren't we? Okay. Now we're rolling, and now I'm viewing myself. So that makes one of us here that are viewing the live stream right now. Me. Okay. That's okay. I'm happy. I'm working. I had my pizza. I'm good. Okay, I'm going to pick up where I left off on the instructions of this. Always read the instructions when nothing else works, right? Okay. So now I need to switch to my... There we go. Now I have sound on my computer screen. That's what we needed. Okay, then we're going to go to the Wessell Nickel and Gross, which is a very long name, website, a technician site. Looks like I'm already logged in, so I just need to go to the back action. And then they have, in the back action, they have product info. Then they have how to assemble everything. So let's keep working on that. So this is what we... You know, well, I think we did a better job drilling the holes than what's on this picture. But anyway. Okay, I think, let me see if we have skipped something yet, or no. Yeah, there's still things we need to do before we can assemble it. We need to actually go to just before the assembly. We're not done with that part. Here we go. Okay, so we drilled this is where we were last time. We drilled the damper flange rail, we colored it in, and that was that. Okay, then we need to drill the, we need to work on the sustain pickup rail. Okay, so the way this works, oh, and I can't forget to switch the camera back and forth right for you. Let me make sure I do that. Okay, we'll get some video up here in a sec, I promise. Any minute now. Come on, camera. Are you there, camera? Camera's working. Let me just try. Oh! It thought about working there for a second. Let's just do this. Close that. Let's run this. Okay, I'm gonna, when in doubt, just restart, right? Let's try again. Come on, computer. Okay, I'll restart the phone application. Sorry, this is for my wireless webcam. And it's acting up a bit. We'll get it. There it goes. Now we have picture. I just kind of broke the app there for a sec for some reason. Okay, now, so this is what I was going to show you. So the thing sits in the thing sits in the piano like this, and these under levers here hang down like this. Now this has to mount or attach to this with a flange right there. And then this thing is what lifts, this flat piece is what lifts with the pedal, okay? More or less. But look, it's not cut to size yet to the rail or anything, so we're gonna have to do that. And we're gonna have to drill it and everything. So that's where we are right now in the process. So I'm gonna go back to the instructions. And we will need to drill and tap the rails. WNG makes this easy for us. It says here, we supply, here, I'll zoom it in so you can see easier, right? Okay. We supply both the proper drill bit and tap for this process. We just have to punch it, drill and tap, etc., etc. We've done a lot of that already. Okay. Tools that we need, etc., etc. Okay. We need a scale stick. We got it. Okay. Basic end measurements for the sustained pickup rail. So here, this is just a little bit too big. We can't see the whole picture. So we need to drill tray flange screw holes at 3.3 millimeters, and then the tap. It's the same drill and tap as what we had for the other thing, okay? So it says on the sustained pickup rail, at each end, the tray flange holes should be 10 millimeters or 0.39 inches from the end of the rail. In addition, these holes must be drilled in accordance with the damper action scale stick. Make sure that all of the above information is included on your Mylar scale stick. It should be. Clamp the undrilled damper sustain tray to the bench. Marking a rail for drilling is much easier if it doesn't move, okay? Orientation is critical. It is easy to do this part backwards. So here's a picture of the rail clamped. And we're using our scale stick here. And we're going to stick some masking tape to mark where the holes go and all that. The end of the tray should be 10 millimeters out from the center line of the tray mounting screw holes. Okay, so we may or may not have on our scale stick so we need to make some more lines on our scale stick here. I'll show you this. Let's switch back to the camera here on the real deal. Okay, we're gonna zoom in here. Zoomy zoom. I'm gonna show you here. Let's see, I'm gonna flip to a closer camera. There we go. That's better lens. Okay, so you can see my holes there. And it says I'm going to get a millimeter ruler out here. Okay, got it. Actually, those are decimal inches. I need millimeters. There we go. just like that. Okay, so 10 millimeters out from the end of this should be the end of the tray. I want to read through the whole process here though, because I'm curious. Yeah. We don't want to blow this, right? Okay. I'm not going to show you this, but I'm going to go back to the thing here. Okay, we're going to do we're going to make a line on our scale stick on the base side. That's how we're going to do this. So let me scoot the camera over to the base side. And my phone's kind of low on juice, so I'm having to bring my power strip in tow. Okay, let's see if I can, oh, look at that. I'm just very coordinated tonight. All right. Okay, so you're seeing the base side right there. But I want to, this is actually right now the treble side, okay? So this is the base side. When I go right here, and they want me to put some masking tape on this rail so I can do it right. So I'm going to grab some blue masking tape since that's what I have around. So I thought I had it around. And their method is good. I've used it before. It's just really precise. It's hard to, it would be hard to mess up as long as we follow instructions, okay? So I'm going to put 2 inches of tape here like they showed. Masking tape. And then I'm going to clamp this rail and I'm going to bring this scale stick, which is taped down, I'm going to bring it actually just right on the well, let's try it right here. Okay, so we're clamping the rail. The end of the rail needs to be 10 millimeters from this dotted line which says tray flange. Let's see here. Make sure I'm seeing what you're seeing. And I'm actually going to just tape the scale stick to the rail here. So here's the scale stick, this mylar. Okay. We're going to tape this guy onto our rail. And it's supposed to be 10 millimeters there from the end, okay? So I'm going to make a mark that's 10 millimeters first on my scale stick, because they didn't have me do that before. my mechanical pencil here. 10 millimeters from the center of that hole. That puts us right about there. Go ahead and make a hole, or make a line, I mean, just so it's easy to kind of see. Sorry, I know I'm probably right in front of the camera right now. Bear with me. It's more important that I get this right, I guess, than that I capture it on camera. Okay. Okay, now I have a skinny line there that's just about 10 millimeters in. Okay, good. So I'll tape my scale stick to my rail, lining up the edges here. At that 10 millimeters. Okay. Now I'm going to tape the scale stick on this side in a similar way. Hey Jeffrey, see you there. No, that's good. And I'm going to put some masking tape on the other side because I imagine I'm going to mark things in a certain way. So I'm going to put masking tape anywhere there's a tray flange line on this rail, or scale stick rather. Just so I can mark where we're going to drill our holes really well. Okay. Zoom out for you here, since all you're doing is looking at a pencil right now, huh? Let's see, switch to a better camera here. Not that one. Okay, there we go. This is where these dotted lines are, where we're going to end up drilling holes. I'm anticipating that we might need tape there. I might be wrong, but just in case. Okay, so we've got that mesh lined up with the edge. Now it says, I'm going to check my computer. The instructions over here. Okay, so we positioned it so the mark for the base tray flange falls on the mark that is already on the tape at the base end of the damper sustain tray. After the scale stick is positioned on the damper sustain tray, tape the scale stick to the damper sustain tray. Okay, we've done that. Place a mark on the tape next to the mylar scale stick to transfer the tray flange lines to the damper sustain tray. Okay, I think we're following okay. So I'm just going to keep pressing on. Let's see here. Move you over a bit. Okay, we're going to just zoom in a tad. There we go. So you can kind of see what we're doing over here. So this is kind of what we're doing. Now we're transferring the line. The tray flange is where we're going to drill holes. That's what attaches this here. So I'm just making a mark to transfer that line. And that's all they say to do up to this point, okay? So we'll keep going. So we did that. Now it says the treble end of the rail is 10 millimeters or about 3/8 from the tray flange line. Mark the tape with this measurement. So this is the base end of the rail. So we want to mark the tape where the end of the rail is on the treble side because we're going to have to cut this rail to size. Okay, so here's this. All right, so I made a mark there and I'm going to go ahead and make it a full line along here. Okay, that's where we're going to be. That's the end of that rail. Okay, so we're going to, yep, all right. Now they want us to use a square to draw on the tape lines from the marks we just put on the tape. Yeah. These lines are the center lines for the tray flanges. And locate left to right or base to treble. All right. But well, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm marking where tray flange is here with the dotted line to match scale stick there, all right? So now I'll show you this diagram here. Let's go back to this. So here is here's our pattern for drilling these holes along those lines. They're supposed to be 13 millimeters and 28 millimeters out from the back of the tray. Okay, we're going to use a ruler. We're going to mark lines 13 millimeters and then 28 millimeters out on both of those. So let's do that. Okay. So I need to go from the back of the tray, which the back of the tray is the front, but currently the way we have it. So we're going to go 13 millimeters out, make sure that's 13, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to make a mark right there. Okay, so that's a X marks the spot. Then I'm going to go 28 millimeters total, and that's the other one. Okay, and X marks the spot right there. That's where my holes are going to go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the rail, just way over there on the treble end. So, here I go, 13 and a mark. X marks the spot, and 28. I have to scoot my scale stick just a tad over here. Okay, let's see if that gives us the room we need. 28. There it is. Okay, there's our holes right there. All right, now we're going to make a punch right there, I believe, if I recall. And so it says, okay, we're going to use this awl, and it says using a non-metallic hammer, so what am I doing? I'm using metallic hammer. Someone will have to explain to me why I should not, but I'm going to do it anyway. So that's pretty close. Getting these dead center okay, got it. So I made my things. Now, okay, so we did that. Okay. So we've got a pencil mark for the end of the rail now. So now they want us to cut the rail to length at this point. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to take my scale stick off, and I've got my mark, I've got my line over here for the end of the rail, but I want to complete it just a little more fully here, so I'll show you. Okay. There's my line right there that says end, and I'm going to just continue that line all the way across so it's easier to cut along it the whole way. I'll go ahead and rip my tape on the edge so that doesn't hang up on the bandsaw. And we gotta go to the bandsaw. Yeehaw. Okay. You can always take that tape off later. To the bandsaw. Here we go. Hopefully no one changed my bandsaw blade from the other day with the metal one. Yeah, it's good still. Okay, so now I've got my metal cutting blade and I've got all these things that someone was cutting. Move those out of the way. Someone was making felt mutes. I think that was Mark. Gotta have felt mutes. Okay. Our whiteboard markers from our upright regulation class. Had a good smattering of upright regulation going on the other day. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. I've seen better cuts, but that's pretty good. That's pretty darn nice. Okay. So I'm guessing we're going to go to the drill press next. So before I move the camera, I'm going to read the next steps. Okay. Next steps are says to use a belt sander to clean up the end of the rail. Well, the end of the rail is pretty clean because of the blade I have, but you know. So I think it's actually good. Okay, now I remove the tape. It says remove the tape from the tray. And all that's left is our punch marks for our holes underneath. Okay. Now it wants us to drill in the same way that we drilled the other day. The other holes in the rail, you know. Okay. So we drill just the same way, but so at this point though we need to make, and I'm not sure why we didn't do this before. I'm not sure why they didn't have us do this before. I'll bring the camera over here so you can see. But they want us to drill all the holes, of course, because there's two other attachment points where the rail attaches. So let me show you on that. This subject isn't as exciting for as many people, I guess, but if you're doing this back action, you might appreciate it. Okay, let me tell you. All right, I don't know why they didn't have us mark the holes, before, while we had it set up before we cut it. Okay, there's our tray flange. End of the tray. That's the base end. And we're going to go up here, same thing. Okay. So now I can see where I'm going to mark these other spots for the tray flange right there. Like there's one right there. Anyway. So I needed to do, I'm not sure why we didn't do this in the previous step. Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna just make a line there, and make a line here. There, that lines up. My line over here is a little bit different. I'm going to fix him. There, I like that one better. Then we measure, what was it again? 13 and then 28. I'm going to double check that measurement on those holes before we actually drill them. Going back to the instructions here. Yeah, 13 from the end, then 28 from the end. Okay. So here's the end, the back of it. Here's 13. And here's 28. Same thing over here. 13 and 28. Hope you don't mind me talking it out loud, that way I don't mess up. Okay, gonna punch those with my scratch awl. Okay, now I've got divots for all of those, right? I've got those as well, and then the ends. So now I can just take this tape off and drill my holes. Like we wanted to a minute ago. Okay, there's that. There's this. Good. To the drill press. The drill press. I'll take you with me here. All 1 or 0 of you who are watching live, and the other 100 or whatever who watch it afterwards. Okay. Okay. Just getting the drill press set here. I'll bring the camera over here in a minute. In 2 shakes. And here we go. To the drill press. We're going to get right in on the action. I know I'm going to bring this up a bit. Probably, I'm going to put a pin block on it, so probably right about there. Just a guess. Let me go get that pin block material. So I'll just use the same one I used the other day. That worked pretty well. It was a pretty uniform pin block. And I'll just clamp it on there. So so it's long enough, you know, that the rail's not going to teeter. Okay. You know what? Might be able to get away with something here. I just might clamp the corner of this. It's a little easier than underneath. It doesn't have to be crazy tight, just on there good enough. Okay, we're gonna get this set to the RPMs that we want. Make sure we got power. And we are where we want to be, so that's good. And I've got my rail here. I can make sure that can hit every which way. It should do just fine. Let me go get my drill bit. All that stuff that I put away the other day, I'm taking it back out because I'm kind of doing this project a little bit interrupted, aren't I? Okay. Here's my drill bit. Let's see if I can do something tricky here. I can. I just want it just a little bit above the piece. Work piece there. Let's see if that will do a good job or not. Okay. Then I want to make sure I can punch all the way through the rail. It just has to go at least to the pin block, so that's just fine. And then basically we're just going to drill it in here. So I'm going to bring you up closer because it's going to be like mucho exciting. Yeah, you're going to wish you were here once you see this baby start to drill, huh? There we go. Just hold it loose. It finds its hole, like so, and you can feel it punch through. It's no big deal. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the ends. To keep it level, look, this can rock like that. I want to keep it level on those back feet. But I don't want to be so insistent that I miss the hole. I want it to still be able to find its hole. But I want to keep it on that back foot. Okay. So far so good. 4 more holes and we done. Oh, that didn't hit it. There, now it hit it. You see what happens when it doesn't hit it? It'll just kind of reject. The bit will walk around in circles around your punch. So it's not too bad. My hand has to be here to do this one. I'll just go here. It's not gonna bite me. There we go. Last one. See, I find this to be really fun. This putting the rail together business on these back actions. I like it, you know. Okay, now we need to tap these. So I need to go get my tap magic. And a drill, I guess. The tap magic is for aluminum specifically. And someone had a good idea the other day for how to keep if you're doing now I'm not doing as many holes as I was doing the other day, but they just said just put a little bit of tap fluid in a container, and then you can just keep dipping it. So I'm going to do that. I like that idea. And I'll back the camera out a bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Here's our tap magic. Here's our, oh, I've got pieces of aluminum stuck in my shirt now. Here's our tap. Okay. So I'm just going to get a little container, a little something that's easy to dip that in. Just grab a plastic cup and cut it around. Oh, that's not as easy as I thought it would be to cut it. All right. So I just cut this this little plastic cup, and I'll just put a little bit of tap magic in there. It'd be even better to like have it not be so much, right? Or if it was a smaller container, right? But I guess I could kind of tilt it and just dip this in. That's plenty. Now I'm just going to tap these just off the edge of the whatever, the pin block. Whoa, what am I doing? Got carried away there, didn't I? Let me do that again. There we go. You don't have to go that far down as I did. Just dip that in there again, and we'll go off this side. Oh, I like that. The dip container, that's the secret of the day for the tapping fluid. The dip container. All right, we got those tapped, whatnot. Let's go see what we do next. What's in store for us? Okay. I'll just set this here for now. Okay. So we drilled all those and we tapped them. Then it says Oh, this is the most important part, right? We got to color the end of this with a Sharpie marker. Just so it looks less like a cheap affair, you know? Okay. So where we cut it, here the metal is, the aluminum shows its colors instead of the anodized black, so we're just gonna black that a little bit. I don't have a super black marker here. I mean, I do in the shop, but I don't think it's worth grabbing for this. I don't think it's gonna matter for this so much. So we're just blacking that, just like we did on that other part that one time. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now what do we do? Oh, instructions. Let's see, I'll let you see the instructions as I see them. We'll switch to the computer screen. Okay, paint it. Okay, we're done with that module. Now we're to okay, that's what we just did. So we should be on 5 now. Assembling it. That's all there is to it. Let's zoom you in so you can kind of see this with me. Assemble it. So these are the parts we have. The kit has an undrilled or a drilled rail, the sustain tray, which is now drilled, and the correct quantity of underlevers with the leading pattern as ordered. So that's what we have. We need a bunch of travel paper and a screwdriver and a razor blade and an electric screwdriver. And so we will do that. Let me go get a bit for the drill that will zip these in and out of here really quick, and then we'll zoom in here so you can see better and it'll be more exciting. I'll come from the side view a little more so you can see what I'm doing. Oops. All right, we're going to get to assembling this here. It's kind of the fun part. So we need a bunch of underlevers. Just keep things out of the way here. Here's our travel paper. I had a roll of this that lasted 20 years, and so it finally ran out, so I got 3 of these just off of Amazon. It's called Art Gummed Paper. This brand is Prince Rabbit from China, obviously. So, but it's exactly like what I had before, so I like that since I'm used to it. So we're gonna start assembling this, kind of. Except I had this kind of sample in there for no reason the other day. Let me grab put you right on the workbench here again, and we're gonna go grab that assembly bit that I wanted. Except, well, last time we pulled it out, it was not put away, so I'm just looking for a number 2 Phillips bit, and it's, I mean, I can use anything, I guess. I'll just grab a different one. Oh, here we go, I found a good one. I like these really long, extended ones for some reason, I don't know why, but it's probably harder than a short one, actually, now that I think about it. Now, before I forget, I'm going to take my special, I'm over here at the drill press, I'm going to take my bit and my tap and put them back where they go before it gets misplaced, for sure. There we go. These are my WNG rail drilling kit stuffs. Okay, we'll bring the tap magic back. This tap magic was very magical this evening. It really did the trick for us. Okay. So I just like these long ones. Actually, maybe that's dumb. I think I'll go with a short one. Let me go grab a short one. Short bit, that is. Just need a number 2. Something or other. I'll grab a couple in case one fits better than another. I'll just try them out on this. That fits great, actually. So I'm going with that. Okay, I'm going to bring my instructions up here close to me so I don't have to keep going back and forth as much. Okay, I'm looking at the instructions now. It just says assemble the tray flanges to the flange rail. The tray flanges use the same screws as the underlever flanges. I'm guessing the tray flanges might be in this hardware bag as opposed to with the underlevers, but I could be wrong. Here I have sostenuto brackets and so forth. This is all sostenuto system. And then I have damper wire. So yeah, it's not that. It's in the box of underlevers, which I'm going to grab now when I remember where I said it. Aha! It's on the piano, which makes sense. Okay, so here's the goodie bag here. Here's felt that goes on this rail. We'll need that. Here's a bunch of screws. I'm going to grab a magnet tray for those. I don't know as to whether they're magnetic or not. They appear to be magnetic. That's good. And I'm just going to dump them out in here. I think you can see this all right, can't you? Yeah, I think so. So now, you know what? Actually, no, we're good. False alarm. Okay. Then we have these tray flanges. Look at these babies. They go on the ends here where the tray flange connects. And then also in between the sections where we corresponding with the holes that we made. Let's see if they want us to put one end in before the other for any reason. Let's see, assemble the tray flange to the flange rail. So we're going to do it to the rail first. This is important. It says it's important to understand, well here, I'll let you see this and read it with me here. Okay. It is important to understand that unlike wood, composite flanges do not require that the action screws be retightened every year. All that is required is a moderate tension between the screw and the flange. Standard Phillips number 2 screwdriver is the cheap and slow method of assembling a damper action. You don't need, you don't need to crank down on it with a slotted screwdriver. Set the clutch to moderate tension so you don't over tighten the screws. When you travel for swing, basically you make sure that the tray flange is mounted perpendicular to the flange rail. To check this, use a square. Look at this. Look at how they do this. This is very clever. You just put a square on the rail when it's laid back and see whether or not that flange is square. And that's all you have to do. I learned a lot from this rebuilding class that I've carried with me through the years. Anyway, then we just put paper on the flanges needed till the flange is perpendicular, okay? So, and then you just start putting the underlevers on and papering them as needed one at a time. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. And then the different underlevers have different lead patterns, right? This is the heaviest, right? Second heaviest because the lead's towards the front. And this is the next lightest because the lead's towards the back. And then no leads is the lightest configuration. So it works out pretty well. And then we have this drill model showing us how to drill these in. Okay. Very good. So look, like with the tray flanges, we're going to start just doing that. Okay. All right. So they have here for swing and tilt, okay? So look, this is two different distinctions. This is so it swings straight or perpendicular to the flange this way here with the square. And then when you get down here, look, so to correct this, you're putting paper under the sides of the flange on either side of the screw to tilt that one way or another. But here, look, they're putting paper under the bottom of the flange if it moves towards its neighbor back and forth. So there's those two corrections we need to make as we start to assemble these, okay? So what does this look like in real life? We're going to start going at it. Okay. So I've got my screws. We're just going to put a screw in here, and I'm going to go get a square. Definitely need a square, right? And then I'm going to set my drill to moderate clutch, which on this drill is pretty light. I'm going to try 3 here. Oh, how about a bit? How about a drill bit? That might be nice. Okay. Okay, moderate clutch. Let's see how that goes. Let's see what that feels like if I use a regular screwdriver with my hand, just to kind of test the torque on that. I can still tighten it, but it's secure, so that's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go get my square, and I'm gonna start checking the squareness of this. I'm gonna put the camera down where we can see what we're talking about on that. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on there maybe. As best I can anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go get a square. Be right back. Oh, we got more people joining us. Welcome, everyone. Feel free to say stuff in the chat. I've got it open now if you have any questions or comments. We're all hanging out here together. I'm actually starting to have fun now on this rail. After some laborious aural tuning filming earlier, I was kind of worn out a little bit, but now I've got my second wind here. Okay, so we put this square here. Now if I look here, it's actually just right. It's just perpendicular. You know what though? Actually, I have a problem with this square. It's not flush on the bottom. Let me fix that first. And then, let's make sure it's... Okay, that's better. So if I get in here real nice and close, if I get in really close, maybe even closer than that. Do I have a camera that will take me closer? I'm sure we'll get a chance to do that here before too long. And we're gonna back up and go to the next tray flange hole, which is right here. Don't worry, I'll get in the rhythm of this. We'll get cooking soon enough here. All right, we're gonna check that. It's perfectly square. Perfectly good. And we're gonna move the rail down so I don't have to move the camera. See if we can pull that off. Okay, we got one more here. Oh, you know what? I didn't even let you see on the camera. Sorry, everyone. There we go. But I promise those others were square. I swear it. I square it. Okay. So we're just installing these. Piece of cake. And I'm going to check, and then I put the square up like so, like in the instructions, and it's perfectly square. That's nice, you know, when the drill press drills its holes the way you would hope. Right? I'm sitting here like hoping there's not a mistake on this. And I don't think there is, but I'm just kind of, because the treble end, yeah, I'm missing a hole. It's not a problem. I have my scale stick, but I need to drill another hole in this rail for the final flange over here. How did I miss that? After being so careful, right? Okay, so here's the treble end. Let me hold this the right way. Here's the treble end. Here's the base end. There's my tray flange and the end of the rail. Good, good. Tray flange, good. Tray flange, good. End of the rail, tray flange. Right here. Didn't do it. Right there on the end, we missed the tray flange on that side, but no worries, we can do it. We have the tools, and nothing's been done that needs to be undone, at least, right? So when this is the correct way, all right, I'm going to put the scale stick on the other side and just line it up with the end of the rail, and that should give me what I need. I know you can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm just lining it up to the line on the scale stick. And I'll even just put this right here for further confirmation that we're going to be right. Okay. I can line it up with the center of my other holes here, and that's actually more accurate. Okay. And I'm just double and triple checking. It's not a bad idea for this kind of thing. There, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a punch. Okay, then I'll make a bigger punch. Then we'll go drill this thing again. Just the one hole, though. We can handle that. We can handle that. I'll take you with me here if you don't mind. Here we are again. Drilling a rail, but this time I need this to be above here, so I need to choke up on that bit a little bit. Okay. Lights on. Yeah, I don't know how we missed this hole, but nevertheless. Guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna double, quadruple check this before I punch all the way through that. Because it looked like my hole was not in the right spot. No, it is. It's in the right spot. Okay, we're okay. Just scared me there for a minute. Scared me. It just looked kind of weird, you know. Go get my tap and my drill. Still got my tap magic sitting here. I can just dip into that and tap. Done. Okay. Maybe we're done over here for good. Look at all those shavings that came out of there. There's a lot of shavings that came out of there after tapping. Okay. And the beat goes on. Take this drill bit out. Well, I really got that one in there this time. All right, let's go over here. Let's go over here. And continue assembly. All right. Put my effects in the bag. Okay. Now where were we? Putting on this flange thing. And we had this bit on a moderate torque, which is pretty weak torque actually. Okay. Then we take our square and we check that one. Okay, that one is perfect. All right. So there we have it. We have all of these. Those are the things that hold onto this pickup tray, right? So let's back up now. Okay, getting this view, it kind of gives us more picture for when the camera's closer. We can still see things fine. All right, I know there's a few of you out there. Feel free to chime in, keep things going here. Okay, we're gonna grab, so it wants us to start putting underlevers in, but it says pay attention to the leading, okay? So I've got, here's all my heaviest ones, looks like. Now, this is the test. Which side's the base? This side. Our heaviest leaded underlevers go in the base, right? Because they're heavier. They need a little more weight to stop those strings from vibrating. I don't want to confuse it with this one. That's a sample. And then it graduates to the next one. So I'm just going to put these in first. And just going to line them up. And I'm going to go one at a time and put that square on them. And I've got my screws here. Okay. And we're just going to check each one of those just like we did. This is for the swing that we're checking it. Okay, that is parallel to the ruler. And it is. Okay. I know you can't see it, you're just going to have to believe me. I know that's scary. Anyways. Okay. I think these are all going to be fine because everything I've checked so far is fine. The only the thing that could be off is if the hole for the pins, you know, are just slightly angled for whatever reason, you know. But I don't foresee that. These are all parallel so far. Let's just let them continue that way. Now these holes are not perfectly even, right? Look at this. Right? Why are they not evenly spaced? Because if you weren't here for the last, I got your back action. The holes, the scale for this is drawn off of the backs of the key sticks, and they might have warped every which way. Okay, so so that's why. So the pattern is not a perfectly regular pattern, but it will match up perfectly with our keyboard, which is what we need. I'm almost tempted to not check with the square because it's been right on for all these, but you know. So this is the first of, that's the first of two adjustments that we're checking, right? Is the swing. And I almost grabbed the wrong leaded one. So if it wasn't parallel to the square, we would need to put paper that would be against this edge that's facing up right now to correct that. But the others, the other correction is the, what do you call it again? The tilt, they called it. So there we would put paper underneath the bottom as needed. for screws and aluminum rails, you might not want to try and back thread like you do a wood rail. It just doesn't work quite as well. It's just a different feel to it, I find. It's best just to have the screw straight and then just start turning it, and it finds the threads. And especially these parts, they have a, I'll show you, they have like a trough that that guides that screw straight. So it's like it would have a hard time not being straight. I'm so excited to see that these are just going on here so nicely. It's been a little bit of time since I've installed one of these. I think I did one during COVID maybe. But I feel like they've made improvements in consistency of the parts when the way they come to you. Could just be me. That could just be hearsay, but okay. Okay. I'm liking that. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to work with the W&G parts, they're a lot of fun. They go together really nice. If you do things right, they work just great if you follow the instructions. I mean, they're not a brand new thing. They're tested and tried for quite a while now. I had some issue a long time ago with the whippings, what do you call it? The repetition lever was pinned really tightly across the board, and it caused some issue, and I had to repin those to get the action to work right. But that was so long ago, who knows if I would deal with that again. I haven't I haven't had to do one for a while. So this is so now we're to the ones that have the lead in the front. We've corrected all these. So before I move on, I'm going to try and check it for the tilt like they say. Let's see here. Come on then. So I need to flop these. So if I go like this is the way they're going to sit right when they're at rest. It's going to be kind of like, they're going to be kind of like this. I've got this backwards and upside down, okay? So then if I just tilt this rail, I'm traveling those things through their motion. And if any one of them was going towards each other or away from each other, okay, then I would need to correct the tilt by putting paper in the bottom. But these are all excellent. I mean, there's a couple here in the middle. Okay, so these are going towards each other. Let me see if I can capture that with the camera. It's pretty subtle. So let's see. Oop. You see that? That space closes. I'm looking right here at this space. So as I move up, it closes, right? So those two need to be tilted different from each other, okay? So I'm going to use travel paper to fix that. And it's pretty minor at that, so. Oops. All right, let me look at that again, which ones they are. Okay, there they are. And so if I want to correct that, let's see, let me think through this. as it moves up, the way to think about this is right and left, okay? Just really simple like. So the one on the left is moving as I move it up, which is through its motion. The one on the left is moving right and the one on the right is moving left. So I just need to tilt it the opposite way and it should be fine. So I'll just loosen the screw and I'm going to get some travel paper. See, I need some scissors to cut my lion's mane. I've got travel paper to burn, so I don't need to worry about using it up or anything. Cut my lion's mane here. But goodness, if I only have to do like 2 for every little group of these, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece here and I'm going to put it, I don't even need to lick this one, I'm just going to stick it on this right side and retighten, okay? I mean, honestly, if I lick it, it might actually have issues. Okay, let me see if that was enough to change anything for that one. No. No, not really. So let's try a double thick piece. I'm just going to fold it in half. And stick that under there. Okay, that tilted it different. Yeah, I fixed that one on the left now. Yeah, so now I just need to do the one on the right. And I'll just assume the same thing. I'm just going to fold one of these papers in half. And stick it under that left side to correct which way it's going. Tighten down. Okay. And let's see what we have here. Yay, that was the secret. We know the secrets now. Now, if I look really closely, I can see a couple other things, but I don't think it's significant enough to be an issue, honestly, with the dampers working. So we're going to keep, I'm going to move this board. It's actually not helping me at this point. It'd be easier to do this just on the regular workbench. So let's get this board back a little bit. And there, I like that better. And then we can trim those off at the end, but this is going really great. Okay, next grouping is the ones with the single lead. Now I'm going to take these flanges, these guys off because they'll get in the way of me using the square all the way down the rail. I've already checked them. I know they'll be square when I put them back, when I decide to put them back on. But they'll be waiting there for me. So we're going to cinch this down. Check it with a square. All these, there's no issue with this pinning at all. You know, being off tilted or such. Let's switch the camera to a better one here. There, let's go in nice and tight like that. That's a beautiful shot. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my next grouping here, make sure oh, guess what? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad we caught it now. There was a single leaded damper that didn't match. These are all double, just like all the ones I was just putting in. So I'm not sure where this single guy came from because it doesn't make sense with the order of the box. But these are all double. Double, double, double. Go figure. There's probably double all the way through the tenor there. Okay. Well, at least we caught it before we put like 20 of them on, right? And we put 10 of them. Okay, what's the fastest way to do this? Most efficient way? I'm just going to keep my square here that I can slide along. He's just enough out of my way. Honestly, the most difficult part is just finding that hole initially, and then I'm just checking these. They're good. It kind of kills me to put one on at a time, but it's probably the most efficient way, right? Yeah, that's interesting. They were calling the one correction a oh, I see why. The swing would, if we put paper on the back, the swing would like swing this left or right, right? But the tilt of it makes it so when it's moving, whether it travels to the right or to the left, next to its neighbor. Some of these alignment things, you take a while to wrap your head around, you know, what's going on. And Bruce Clark at W&G does a good job of explaining a lot. I meant to do that. Spill those screws everywhere. This is the first one that I've had that's slightly leaning. It's leaning a little bit to my right. So I'm just going to stick a paper behind here on the back side and retighten that. Let's see if that did it. Yep, that straightened it out. That was the first one. But it just goes to show I'm not making it up that they're all right, right? I'm being honest. You can tell because there was one. That one's good. Borderline, it was borderline. Then we put the flange on, you know, we might as well put the flange back on now that we're here. That holds the tray. We already checked it. So here's our next under lever. Okay then. Great. Doesn't look like anyone has to say, anything to say on the chat, which is fine. I've said that 100 times, haven't I? If I get too repetitive, So be it. Repetition is good for us. Maybe. Repetition of good principles, right? Correct principles is good for us. All right, now we have a handful of these more. So I think the way they decide these leads is there's a standard kind of graduation pattern from the heaviest to the lightest pattern, and unless you specify different, this is how it'll come. And I don't know enough to feel the need to specify differently at this point. Okay, that's great. All right. I think I'm realizing there was 2 rows of underlevers in this packed box. And the reason why I got this one out of order is because I just started pulling from the wrong row. And they're both packed left to right, so I assumed that was all the double leads there were. But anyway. Okay, more underlevers. They're packed in these nice little foam trays. Very handy. Now that I know which order they're leading, or so I think I do. Yep, I think I do. So I'm just going to stick all these on, check for the square, check with the square, and then I will check for that tilt, as they call it, by pivoting the rail. Yes, you can order this pre-assembled. If you feel the desire. That one's tilting a bit. Same side as the last one I did. Stick a paper behind the flange on this side. Retighten. No, I think that's too much the other side, so I think it was good. I could just stick a tiny bit of paper in there. On the top part, I would do less. Let's just do that then. Just a little bit of paper. And I think that'll be just right. There we go. It's really not so bad. Oops, dropped my screw there. Okay. That one's tilted. It's tilted away from the square. I need to put a paper on the opposite side. There we go. That's better. Okay, moving on. Those are so close together. That's a problem. Let's see if there's some play in this hole or not for spacing a little bit over both ways. This is, okay. There is. There we go. All is well. Tight clearance there. Let's walk these away from each other a little bit. There we go. Then we're at our other flange here for the tray flange. There we go. This tray flange is pinned a little bit tighter than the other parts, which I don't see that as being a problem. It doesn't seem too tight, but just an observation, just in case if I run into anything down the road and need to figure out what to do. Okay, that is great. We are cruising. Okay, where's our other parts? We're almost to the underlet levers with no lead in them. There we go. Okay, that one's leaning a bit. Grab paper under the back. Just tighten her down. That's good. Good, good, good. So this is going really smoothly. You know, no issues here. After we finish this back action, when I come back to things at the shop, it'll actually be a little while because of all the competition tuning I'm going to do, but we've got 3 soundboards to do in a row. So Landon's kind of spearheading that project. And then I'll need to do the bridge caps on him. Just because he hasn't done much of that and it's a little more critical. But hopefully they'll be able to kind of keep moving on that while I'm busy with the competition. This one's leaning. It's a leaner. It's a leaner. All right, go under there. There we go. That's parallel. We just about got all these underlevers on, don't we? Kind of satisfying to watch. Or for me to watch anyway. I don't know about from your perspective, but kind of satisfying to see all these parts in a row. We drilled the holes and everything, and kind of a sense of accomplishment. Sure is a nice design though, pretty foolproof. Pretty foolproof. So far I've only had to put paper under a small handful of these, right? We'll see when we get to the other adjustment how that goes, but we have 4 holes left, and look, 3 dampers, just kidding, 4. They added 1 extra for me, thrown in there to match what we had on this set. Now, what would be nice, let's see, a couple more parts on here. What would be super nice, since I'll be away from the shop for a while, is if I could just finish all the adjustment on this before I head out tonight. But guess what? I'm not going to do that. There, these are pinned a little tighter. This one, they're really close to each other. And and I believe, yeah, these flanges are pinned tighter than the actual underlevers, which makes sense to me. So, but look at this. Let's pull this camera back and get the full deal, huh? Okay there. Look at that. So now, I mean, I'll be doing a bunch of this and seeing if there's any that are tilted, but honestly I see one that I would fix there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9, 10, 11, 12. I only see 12 of those that I would correct, and it would go pretty fast, but it's getting late for me. And so I'm gonna, you know, not do the other adjustments tonight. But look at this, it's so fun. And then this goes, of course, it'll clamp underneath here onto these, onto these things. But you do that after you make all your adjustments, right? Otherwise, you have issues. And yeah, and then it just picks them up like so. So we are on our way to completing this back action. Look at that. Hey, thanks for watching, you cool people. We'll see you next time.